Hello and welcome back to the podcast series. Last time around, we were discussing the acute situation of the public hospitals and healthcare system. Starting us off today is Ananya, who has something more to add after where we left off.
Yes, well, families keep an eye on the happenings of the public and government health systems. Beds are also in short supply. Many public hospitals are happy to place multiple patients in one bed or place mattresses on the floor or in a crib as a temporary bed. Therefore, most people want the best facilities and care for themselves and their loved ones. After all, it's about their health. This encourages people to go to private hospitals instead of government hospitals.
For example, Ursala Hospital is one of the largest government hospitals in Kanpur. The hospital lacks basic medical facilities like ambulances, stretchers, and wheelchairs. Attendants themselves have to drag the patients to reach the hospital ward or parking area. Due to a shortage of doctors, patients wait for hours in order to get proper treatment.
Another incident from Gorakhpur is terrifying. In Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose District Hospital in Gorakhpur, patients are forced to sleep on wet floors due to water leakage from washrooms, and authorities do not even keep a check on them.
Talking about these, it also makes me think whether nurses and medical attendants are competent enough. And also, are there sufficient doctors in India to cater the Indian market? India has a shortage of an estimated 6 lakh doctors and 2 million nurses, scientists, who also found out that a lack of staff who are poorly trained in administering antibiotics is preventing patients from accessing life-saving drugs. Some of the major problems faced in nursing education are 1. The number of students applying for nursing courses is less than required. 2. No proper clinical skills, teaching and training imparted. 3. No regulatory body to look after nursing education and services.
In some cases, there may be negligible cost of treatment. It's for everyone, not just for Indian citizens. Anyone living in India can get treatment. Doctors are much more knowledgeable and experienced than doctors in other private hospitals. For super specialist, doctors in national hospitals are much better than famous private hospitals. But the problem is that people, especially who are wealthy and belongs to upper class, are hesitant to go to these public hospitals.
Therefore, the attitude of the staff other than the doctors towards patients is sometimes demeaning, as only poor and uneducated people visit these hospitals. You might say, if you're in a hurry, go to a private hospital. Well, personally, I myself always prefer to go to public hospitals for consultation. Moreover, these public hospitals never exaggerate a problem that is very common in private hospitals in India.
So true. I have heard instances of my own relatives where the medical personnel have misled the patient and their families, which is sometimes a part of their money making strategy. After consultation at a public hospital, their doubts were cleared. The cost of surgeries at state hospitals was approximately 10 to 25% of that at private hospitals. I think we can safely say that private hospitals can be superior in terms of cleanliness, care, infrastructure, and facilities, but state hospitals are better in terms of experience.
But considering the big picture, it is important to begin working on the improvement of the Indian healthcare scenario. If the government spends more on public healthcare than it currently is, it can achieve the following. First, higher wages would attract the skilled doctors and manpower to stay in India, and better living conditions in smaller towns and villages will enable medical staff and doctors to be able to work there. Secondly, with more funding and easy availability of skilled manpower, more public health facilities can be opened so that individual centers are not overcrowded when the number of patients is manageable. They can be provided beds, medicines, and proper care.
More funding on medical and nursing colleges and technical training centers would help increase the existing number of seats or open new colleges in more locations. This would produce more skilled medical manpower to cater to the huge demands of our population.
Hence, though hospitals right now have their own flaws in their working mechanism, it is undeniable to say that our doctors have been working very hard to serve this country.
I agree completely. As the coin has two sides, even hospitals provide this country with the medical facilities which are affordable and don't really rip the money out of people's pockets.
The topic of hospitals in our country and its pros and cons are always debatable, and it would be an endless discussion. So, we would like to thank our listeners for listening to us on this podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, and we will be back again with a new podcast on a new topic soon. Until then, bye.